Okay, and we are live on the recording. So, Final Fantasy XIV. So, I am DragonInWhite, and this is my first go at Final Fantasy XIV. And along with me, I have Fluffy Goblin to guide me along the way. Kind of a Final Fantasy mentor.
Actually, Final Fantasy Mentors, if anyone is ever interested, it has a built-in system specifically to help you find mentors if you are new to the game.
Okay.
I am
and
not one of them.
I see. Well, you know enough. Okay, so I've been through
Yeah.
character creation. It took a while. There was a bit of craziness with the setup. So we are starting the recording here, and let us jump right into it. Okay, so let's see. Click confirm. Begin a new game with this character. Okay. By the way, is Twitch choppy for you?
It's getting a little bit choppy now.
Yeah, so I think it's the YouTube. I think it's the dual streaming that's doing it. So I think that's gonna stop it, and I'm gonna do the dual stream through another method next time. I think it's just the
Yeah, I think that
CPU's
might be a
not
good idea.
handling it.
That's what it looks like to me. But again, we have options. This is just the test run.
We do. And oh, okay. Q15 and it jumped in.
Once you get in, the first thing you're gonna go through is a cutscene
Oh
because this is
boy.
the game of cutscenes. There are so many
Demonetization.
cutscenes.
Not that I'm actually monetized, but demonetization.
Can cut out the cutscenes if need be.
I'll be honest, my editing style equals lazy.
Alright, fair enough.
It's barely edited except for, bits which I need to remove, like, explicit and stuff like that.
Right. Right. You're not born, simply spawned. Your character looks very Native American.
It does? I was trying to go
Yeah.
Chinese.
I mean, there are definitely some similarities.
Definitely look Chinese now.
Oh no.
No! Yellow!
Guy.
Why yellow? Why yellow?
You're the pugilist.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be yellow.
No, it doesn't, and you can change that. You can dye your clothing, so it does not have to be yellow.
When I look at this, I think like Power Rangers, like Yellow Ranger.
Oh. I think they were going for like I think they were going for Shaolin monk type style. But
Okay,
it doesn't have to be yellow.
that is not the style of a monk's robe.
I know.
Okay.
It's Final Fantasy. Everything is artistic.
Fair enough. Okay, let's see. Question mark. Hey you.
Hit a button.
I did. You alright, lad? You were moaning something
did it
fierce
freeze?
for a while there. Feeling the effects of the Aether, I reckon? You get used to it though. Don't worry.
Ah, okay, I'm getting a little bit of lag on the stream, that's all.
Yeah. You there. Halt! How are they seeing through that?
Magic?
Okay, fair enough. I can't argue against magic. I mean, you
It
saw
is
the
Final
gut
Fantasy, though.
visor, right? Okay, what's all this
Say that again?
about? I mean, the guard's visor. Look at this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's no hole. What are you looking through? Okay, inspection.
Magic.
Men, search the carriage. I'm just an honest peddler, friend. So, don't be too disappointed if you don't find nothing, eh? Now, if you read this
So
properly, if you don't find nothing means you find something.
it's true, and it bothers. As an editor, there's so much that I want to edit. There's so much. Not that there's not necessarily anything wrong with the dialogue in this game. But there are definitely some phrases that come off a little grammatically incorrect, as well as campy. There are certain characters where their dialogue is a little bit campy at first if you're not used to it.
I always found this way of like, um, it's very interesting how I think it's more specifically certain regions of America that does that, I believe, whereby you like don't find nothing, which actually they mean to say, there's nothing here, don't be disappointed, but they have to add the done, and that kind of makes it sound like it should be something, but it's not. It's always found this interesting.
Uh, the American English is there's so many different dialects depending on where you are in the United States. So, although we all learn the same grammatic rules, the dialects change depending on your situation, depending on where you grew up and the kind of people you grew up talking to. So, for example, the dialect in the Southeast is drastically different than the dialect you get in the Northwest.
I always thought it's more of an accent and choice of certain words. Okay, I'm gonna move on with the cutscene before I hang here too long.
Mhm.
Right, mind your tongue, old man. At least I cut it out.
So rude.
Sir, look. What? Thomas? Well. Please tell me that's not dialect. Somunus. Yeah. Honest peddler, was it? Since when do honest peddler deal with prohibited herbs? Oh, it's probably the name of the herb. You're in a lot of trouble, old man. You'll rot in a dungeon until the end of your days. Unless you can afford the fan. Fine. But he did say he don't have nothing, which means he had something.
Here, buddy, I'll move that out of your way. My cat was giving me ugly looks because there was something sitting in his spot.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna even attempt to read that. To arms.
Business as usual.
Yeah.
Nothing strange here.
Okay, camera needs to move here. Okay. Heaven Hells, consider this a warning. Now go, all of you. Kind of nice to protect us still, despite, finding illegal stuff.
I mean, I don't know if it was illegal. I don't actually... It's been so long since I have watched this initial scene.
He did say prohibited
I don't remember if
item.
it actually has any impact. No, he didn't say prohibited items, so I don't know if it's just, look, I found this thing, and then we get attacked.
Phew, that kind of excitement ain't good for the heart. You be careful around them brass blades, lad. They'll have the shirt off your back if they fancy it. Like common bandits they are, only less honest. And I'm gonna try to avoid saying... I know this is nothing big, but I prefer not to use the words. Yes, I like my stuff PG.
Right. I think actually the brass blades work for the main town. They're the group of guards that work for Ul'dah. So they're actually not bandits, fortunately.
They look kind of official. Well, okay, thank the gods for sending some beastmen to the rescue, eh? Seeing as we still have got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company until we arrive? Them young ones don't care much for conversation, see? Can tell, very silent.
Yes, those two.
Brent's the name and peddling's me trade. I'm just glad that he's not wearing yellow.
Why do you dislike yellow so much?
It clashes. It doesn't work. It doesn't work on this character. Have you seen how awkward the yellow was earlier?
And I'm sure we will see how awkward the yellow is again. It will happen.
Right.
But again, you don't have to stay wearing yellow. You can change the colors of your equipment.
Fair enough. Okay, now, judging by your unusual garment, I wager you're one of them new adventurers. Okay. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory, and now that's what I call living. I'm glad they're using M dashes. Don't really see them enough around.
Oh, M dashes and N dashes and so many dashes. I hate the dashes. They're unnecessary.
I learned recently that the hyphen and the dash is different, and so is the minus.
Yes. Yep.
Picky and irritating.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I agree. Again, it's so much easier to not use them.
Yep. Hey, now, so long as you can avoid dying, ain't no secret that adventuring's risky business, these days especially. So what was it that first attracted you to it? So, gain power? Typical of every main character,
Every cultivation. Every MC in cultivation! I'm going after power!
Yeah, just a warning, so the one that you're gonna be editing is gonna be back to good old Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
That also needed to be edited.
Alright, power, as in power to do good, like protecting the weak and fighting for what's right and all that. I thought that's what you meant. Well, adventurers do get up to a lot of fighting, that's for sure. He really just trying to justify it somehow. You'll never be short of a chance.
I'm sure you're a good guy. We're gonna go with that story. You're definitely a good guy, right?
Yeah, I mean the white horns and everything, doesn't that fade or light? Yeah, let's see, never short of a chance to polish your warcraft in the adventuring business. When you arrive in town, you best enroll at the Adventurers Guild. They'll set you on the right path. And it wouldn't hurt to join a guild either. Ul'dah? How would you pronounce? Again? Ul'dah. Okay, Ul'dah's home to a few. So if you fancy learning how to fight with a sword, your feats or even spells, you should think about seeking one out. Just remember though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as breeding. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's the fact. What about necromancers? I'm pretty sure they're dead.
We don't have any necromancers.
Yet.
There is supposed to be a new class coming out with the expansion this fall called the Reaper. I don't think it will be accessible until a later level, but I know it's going to be a DPS class, but I think it's going to focus mostly on melee combat. I'm not sure if there's going to be any kind of necromantic magic related. We've only so far seen a preview and have just a little bit of information, so there could be a necromancer coming down later down the road. Who knows?
From the sound of it, it's probably some kind of dark assassin thought kind of deal.
You get a giant scythe.
No. Grim Reaper. Okay, by the by, is this your first trip to Alda? Yes. I assume that's asking you if you want the tutorial.
No, you're gonna get the tutorial no matter what you do.
Oh.
You can actually turn them off, but the tutorial is very helpful. There is a lot. There's a lot of mechanics. To learn when you're first starting out, so I do recommend at least giving the tutorial messages a glance when they pop up.
Okay, so with regards to tutorial, so I think this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go through the tutorial for the keyboard and probably have you go through controllers in the future. And I'll see which one I prefer.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
It is? Well then, let this journey itinerant tell... wait, itinerant. Okay. Itinerant tells you the ins and out of your destination. I thought itinerant is your schedule or something.
You can actually have a individual who essentially kind of keeps track, or a system that keeps track of all the things, which would be then an itinerant.
Okay.
Same word, same core idea.
Okay. Alda is ruled by the Sultana in name, but most folks know the Syndicate holds all the real power. Them and their monetarist crony would happily get rid of her grace altogether, but that won't happen while she commands the loyalty of the Royalists, and the Royalists ain't nothing if not loyal. These factions have long fought over power, throwing the weight of their wealth against each other, and they show no signs of stopping. Of course, the Lizard Man. That's the... yeah, I'm gonna leave that to you. How do I pronounce that? Amauja?
Where are we looking?
The Lizard Man. Oh yeah, I think Twitch haven't reached there yet.
It's a little bit laggy.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna proceed on.
Yeah, Twitch hasn't reached it yet.
Yep, couldn't care less about Aldan politics, and what?
The Amalaja? Is that what you're asking? The lizard men, the Amalaja?
Yeah.
I think it's Amalaja, but I could be butchering it.
I have a half suspicion that the J is a Y.
It depends on what the core language is, and I think one of the core languages that they used as inspiration for Ulda is closer to Middle Eastern. In which case, I think it would be pronounced as a Y, but again, I could be wrong. I mean, come on, I'm American. We have a hard time pronouncing anything that's not in English.
Yeah.
We have a hard time pronouncing some things that are in English.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, they have their own interests. See, they ain't afraid to use force to serve them.
That is one of the local beast tribes, which are the individuals that attacked our little carriage on the way here.
What was they called again? The brass hen, was it?
The brass blades are the soldiers for Ulda. Yeah, they're the official guards, individuals, combat individuals, military unit for Ulda.
Okay. So let's see. They say war is a gift to peddlers, need breeding profits. And though it shames me to say it, I'm inclined to agree. Ah, at long last.
No.
Behold, Alda, jewel of Tananlan. I probably butchered it. Tananlan, where folks turn sand into gold. Okay, please be the start of the tutorial or else we'll be stuck on this cutscene forever.
Deep in the sun-baked south,
You
surrounded
won't be
by the
cut there
shifting
forever.
sands
It
of an
passes, I
endless
promise.
desert, she rises.
But this
a
is
solitary
the MMO
rose
of
amidst the
cutscenes. There are
dust and
so
rock,
many
a
cutscenes,
symbol
which,
of
in my
defiance.
opinion, is very
Her
in
name,
line with.
Ulda.
I think it's very true to the Final Fantasy
Even with the coming
series.
of the seventh
A lot of the
era,
ways they've done things, I think, are
hope
very, very
springs
true to the Final
eternal
Fantasy
for the
series, and they've
mongers
kind of
and
kept.
merchants who vie for lost
They've managed to
fortunes
capture
in
the
this
feel of the
bustling
single-player
oasis.
games very well, in my opinion, in the
As
MMO.
the twin
But
faces
that
of
does
Nold
mean
Thal
to kind of
maintain
stay
their
true
vigil over
to
all that has been and shall be.
their
The
initial like
present
strategies and
proffers a
tactics with their
brave soul.
single-player games. There's a lot
Well,
of
it's always
detail,
been
and there's
story-based.
dialogue scene.
One whose
Exactly.
arrival
It's still
could
very
mark the
story-driven.
beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
Fortunately, this MMO also has a sense of humor, even with itself, which is fantastic to see because not a lot of larger MMOs, like, they'll have Easter eggs and references, pop culture references and whatnot, but I think there are some games out there that take themselves very seriously. And although Final Fantasy does take its story seriously, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's open to making jokes about, itself and kind of having fun with it. Fortunately, the community of players is very similar in that where there is a basic etiquette, but the community in general is very, very understanding, very patient with each other. It's very pleasant to play in.
Nice. I suppose that's part of what comes with a monthly subscription.
Oh, I used to play World of Warcraft, and that community was, when I played, so I don't know how it is now, but it was pretty toxic. It was a lot of elitism. It was a lot of very, very high standards for everyone across the board. If you didn't have the right gear or you didn't build your character in the right way, there was a lot of very negative feedback from the community. And it kind of, personally, it killed the game for me. But I've even had situations in this game where I've disconnected in the middle of a dungeon, and my other party members, though I did not know any of them personally, waited until I was able to reconnect, and then we continued the dungeon. And they were all very kind and understanding about the situation.
That's nice. Okay, I'm gonna continue with the cutscene.
Yes.
So and here's where we part ways, lad. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares, and then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for putting up with me, Preto. Ah, the English. It pains me. You never did tell me your name, though. But hey, here's an idea. Yeah, sorry, carry on with the thought. What were you saying earlier?
Wait.
Lost it?
Lost it.
Okay, I'm just gonna continue on here then.
Just continue on.
Yeah. Become the third of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider square.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all.
Yes, hurry, I want to stab something.
Are we reborn?
Well, punch something.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be Mr. Punchy.
Too bad the tail ain't useful enough to do things like tail whips. I am assuming.
I don't think it actually really involves your tail a whole lot. Simply because you can be any of the classes as any of the races. And so to add a tail attack onto the few races that have tails would be unbalanced with the races that do not have tails. So they want to make sure that you have the same abilities as a human as you would as an Aura or a Mikoto.
Yep, which means no dragon breath either.
That might be possible. As a dragoon, I have a dragon leap that allows me to jump and land with lots and lots of fire. There might be a dragon breath. I haven't played the pugilist, so I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe. Okay, let's see. Cutscene. Oi, adventurer! Over here. I mean you. Okay, you probably haven't seen it on the Twitch part yet, but this bit here, this dude looks like the standard shifty merchant in every single FF game.
Yeah?
So, is he a merchant?
He is the guy that's calling you over is actually a guard.
Well, he looks like one of those shifty merchants that has some questionable goods to sell you.
I know, right? He does look pretty shifty.
I think it's the glasses.
Don't worry, you'll see a lot more you'll see a lot of shiftier people eventually. He's the least shifty people.
He's the least shifty. Okay. Fresh off the carriage by any chance? Eh? How can I tell? Heh. Name's Wyman. And my business is knowing every bugger else's, sounding shiftier by the moment. Now then, what if I were to offer you some invaluable advice by way of welcome to our fair city? Free of charge, even. Just this once, like, yeah, I knew it, information broker. Shifty. I mean,
Ul'dah is a shifty place, to be fair.
Haha. Okay, welcome to Ul'dah, shining beacon of prosperity rising from the deserts of, I forgot the pronunciation. Thanalin?
Thanalin. So you do want to get that hard TH, kind of sound, but yeah, Thanalin.
Please select the control scheme you wish to use. Keyboard and mouse. I am actually assuming keyboard and mouse will be superior given all the hotkeys you can have.
You would... I can see where that assumption comes in, but in my personal experience at least, using a controller increases your abilities to use your reaction time. And you can have just as many abilities with a controller available to you and just as many hotkeys available to you as you do with the keyboard and mouse. So it really does just come down to how you prefer to play.
Okay. Now what's this double arrow with the R?
Double arrow with the R. Run, I believe. Sprint? Run? Camera? I'm not sure. I haven't actually... I've played very, very little on keyboard and mouse. I very, very much prefer and feel far more comfortable on controller. So,
auto run.
The keyboard and mouse... Okay. Yeah, be careful with auto run.
Don't be like that, friend. I promise I'll make it a while. Okay, I'm running too far from him. That's probably why. Okay.
Yep, you're gonna have to talk to him first.
Okay. Control's a little interesting. I get up, down, left, right, the WASD, but I would have thought that A and D would be strafe rather than turn left and turn right. Okay, non-playable characters offering quests, exclamation mark. Okay, you know, standard MMORPG
Yep.
stuff. Once you initiate a quest, prompt detailing, click accept to add the quest. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Audar, you must register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Good old guilds. It's plain to anyone with eyes that you don't know your way around here. If I let you go wandering off down the nearest dark alley, you are certain to get mugged or worse. And I don't want that on my conscience.
See, he's not terribly shady. He cares about your well-being.
Yeah, I mean, you're a potential profit. So before you do anything else, you want to head over to the quicksand and speak with Momodi. She's the master of the Adventurers Guild and can set you on the right path. To be fair, shady characters tend to turn out good in Final Fantasy. They just have some under the table secret weapon which they can't let people see.
I don't know. There are definitely some shady characters that are just legitimately shady. This particular shady character is not.
You played FF15, right?
I played a little bit of it, yes.
Have you met the guy that keeps sending you out to get gems? Or was
I haven't.
He's a journalist, I can't recall. That was the only shifty character in 15 that I recall. Okay, let's see. Take those steps yonder and pass through the double doors, you'll find her inside. And that's as much as you're getting for free. Good luck with the adventuring adventurer. There we go, see. Information broker wants money from us. You've begun the quest, use duty leave to complete the quest. Upon accepting, current quests appear under the quest title. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to do this and lower this here. Okay. Maximum of 5 quests can be displayed at the same time. Okay. Clicking the title will open. Okay. Okay, that brings up the map.
I will say in this game the map is actually very, very useful and is something that you will be using a lot.
No doubts about that. Now I'm just trying to figure out, is there a way to make the mini-map a little larger?
I'm not sure, but you can, I think it's M on keyboard and mouse.
Now that's to open the map.
Yeah, that's really kind of your only other option. I don't know if there's a way to make the mini-map larger, but honestly, I would suggest holding on that because you're going to have a lot on your HUD the higher the level we get.
Yeah, I'll have this for now because right now the issue is resolution. Because I'm playing on 4K.
Ah.
So it was absolutely tiny. I mean, you can see how tiny it was. I need to shift the camera to somewhere more reasonable. I think here is good for now. Yeah. So yeah, just basically needed to scale up the UI, but that meant that this hotbar below is kind of scaled up as well. You know what? I'm going to...
The further we go too. If you need to adjust it later, there's also a HUD menu where you can actually move different aspects of your HUD around. So you can customize your UI as we go.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it at 200%. I'll just have to get used to the smaller map. I'm finding it a bit strange to use WASD in this method.